Thank you for joining us on episode 9 of Spaces Uncovered. This episode is going to be a little bit different. Typically, I feature designers on their completed design projects, but in this case, the featured designer has requested that we uncover one of their current projects that they've been designing in the stack. The design firm was working on this office project, programming the space in the middle of the pandemic. And it's for a client called BDC, which is Business Development Bank of Canada. And they face some of the same challenges that all companies are facing nowadays, which is how do you bring your people back to the office? The insights gained from this episode will be applicable for industries across the board. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our featured designer here to uncover the story of BDC, Nick Desert, Associate Interior Designer at MCM Interiors. Nick, welcome to Spaces Uncovered.
Hi, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Amazing. Well, let's start off with a quick question to get to know you a little bit better.
Sure.
What convinced you that interior design was the right career path for you?
So I have a multi-generational background in construction. So we always joke that I was learning to read plans at the same time I was learning to walk. So for me, it was a natural progression into interior design. What I really love about commercial interior design is it gets to blend sort of the creative designing of spaces with the technical detailing of how to build them. Within commercial interior design, the different sectors, there's so much variation between corporate office space, hospitality, healthcare, institutional. So no 2 days are the same, no 2 projects are the same. So it keeps things interesting. And there's always more to learn, which I love. I like to help people bring their vision to life for their spaces, especially considering that we spend 90% of our time inside. So I like to do what I can to make that the best experience possible.
And Nick, what is the premise behind this project? I mean, BDC has hired MCM to design an amazing workplace design project in the stack, which is top of the line, AAA office tower. You're going to make this amazing workplace design with the goal of bringing people back to the office. What are some of the business challenges that BDC is hoping to overcome through a dynamic workplace design?
So BDC's programming is very human-centric, and so it's very focused on the user experience of the people that are working there. So one of the key elements that they're looking at when we design their business centers is that not only does it perform well aesthetically and functionally, but it's a good experience all around for the people that work there.
And how does your design concept create an office as a destination that attracts employees to work from there?
So when we started off with this project, one of the things we looked at, we developed 2 different concepts, and we looked at how we can explore blending those different concepts in different ways throughout the space. One of which is we sort of coined sophisticated uptown, and one of radiant residential. So the sophisticated uptown is typically what you'd see as sort of a more corporate environment. It's got sort of natural maple, black wood accents, and we've got a lot of white, clean, crisp lines, which is more in line with BDC's branding. Whereas the radiant residential, we've got some rich jewel tones. It's more comfortable, a lot of sort of more curved, softer architectural elements. And so what we've looked at is how we can blend those 2 together. When you look at the space that we were trying to create, we have different environments. The focus in coming back to the office is, we knew we didn't just want to create an open ocean of workstations. People are used to working a different way now, and so we had to make sure we were designing a space that can accommodate different types of working. Everything from focused sit down, heads down work to encouraging interaction, social interaction, and collaboration. So as you move throughout the spaces, we've got different styles of seating, different styles of work that explore a blend of those 2 concepts in different ways.
And when you're speaking to these different styles, what would you say you have programmed into the space to help strengthen community and help rebuild the culture?
So one of the things we really want to focus on is we made sure that we've got integration of artwork throughout the space, that we've brought on some local Vancouver artists to commission some pieces for. We've got some key furniture and lighting elements that are from Vancouver designers and Vancouver manufacturers. BDC's branding is very strong, and with their community base, So we made sure that in both the client-facing public areas and in the more private staff areas in the back of house, that BDC's brand is it's consistent, it's present, sometimes just with the materiality or even just some subtle callbacks to their logo and iconography. As part of their new sort of back to work plan that they're looking at, or that we're implementing in this space, they've really embraced a hybrid work model. So BDC knew when we were going in exactly what they wanted to do, and they really sort of led the charge on what that future of their workspace was going to be. So we're utilizing hot desking and free address workstations throughout the whole space. So no one has their own desk. And what that allows everyone to do is each day they can decide to sit where they want and with whoever they want that will most benefit sort of how they're working that day. And then supporting those workstations, we've got lockers throughout the space that are built in with millwork portals with integrated upholstered benches and more artwork. So that supports the storage space for the staff, because if you don't have your own desk, you don't have anywhere to put anything. So you want to make sure that we're still providing a good experience for the users. BDC as well, they're very aware of the benefits of using biophilia in the space. So we've got a lot of integrated plants throughout the space, because we like to try and see where we can bring the outside inside.
I love that. That's beautiful. I think, yeah, there's so many benefits of biophilia through wellness, and wellness is a huge top of mind right now, integrating into workplace design. It sounds like ultimately this office space is going to serve like a pilot center for BDC, right? Similar to other companies. Everyone's looking for this prescription of what is that right recipe for a post-pandemic workplace. And the truth is, if someone says that they have it, they're probably being dishonest. We're all trying to leverage research and global insights to piece together the right proposed solution to bring people back to the office. And so with that in mind, how have you programmed the space to enable agility and change should the concept not prove itself, to bring people back to the office as your project team predicts?
Mm-hmm. So like in regard to programming, BDC were very proactive and implemented a hybrid work model while we were working through the design phases. So we knew that we were going into this, we're really embracing a work from home, work from office split that would help sort of drive the direction that we were going with the design. I think one of the key elements that really sort of is driving the success, especially from an operational perspective, once the users move into the space, is that BDC actually reached out to their users who are going to be occupying the new office and asked them what they want out of the space and how they want to use the space, because quite often or historically, when we're working on new spaces, the design decisions are being made by the top level management and not the people using the space, and ultimately the spaces fail. So the fact that BDC have been proactive enough to actually engage their users and have them involved in the design process has really set us up for success.
Absolutely. Nick, thank you so much for the incredible insights today. It's been a pleasure featuring you, and I look forward to kind of following the progress as your construction evolves. I know that you're in CA right now, so things are definitely progressing. And I'm also very interested to see some of those post-occupancy results and any lessons learned through that process, since we're all kind of learning, adapting as we go, although I'm sure that you and your team will knock it out of the park, as you always do.
Yeah, I'm excited to share the photos with you when it's done.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks. As for my industry folks watching, hope you enjoyed this slight twist of an episode. Next episode is episode 10, which is definitely a milestone episode, and I have something very exciting and different planned for that episode. So if you're interested, make sure you like the episode, subscribe, and stay tuned for what's to come. Thanks for watching.